So folks, when you want to fish with a bobber and you don't know how deep anything is, they have a clip-on weight called a depth finder, or depth finder, or however you want to term it. What you do is you clip your weight on your hook. You make sure it doesn't slip off, and then you proceed to let the line out until you hit the bottom. And then when you hit the bottom, you're going to see slack line. You're going to be on the bottom. So then you take your bobber, and there's 100 different styles of bobbers out there. This style of bobber you can adjust. There's a foam bobber you can adjust to the weight of your lure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, this is the bottom right here by my fingertips. I want to be up about 2.5 feet off the bottom. So from here to here is roughly 2.5 feet. I'll take my line, and all I'm going to do is wrap it around and be fairly easy on this one. I'm fishing fairly shallow water. As you can see now, this is all the deeper I'm going to be fishing from the bottom, or from the top of the water. We're going to remove the depth sinker, clip it on my jacket, take a wax worm or some type of a grub, hook it onto my hook. We'll drop it down the hole, and ideally, if you have it weighted just right, the bobber will stand upright.
So when I started ice fishing, I had just the basic stick with the string wound around it. And the way that you find the bottom with this is like with the tip-ups, you just use one of these little bottom finders. And they come in many beautiful colors. And you just hook it onto your hook of your jig here, and then you send it down the hole. And this one, you just have to unwind these. So here we go. Going down. And you just keep going and going and going and going and going until it stops, which is about to happen right now. And then you take your hand and you go down here and you come up however far you want to fish off the bottom. And 6.5 inches, give or take a 1/4 inch, is where you want to be right now today. So then you take your spring bobber and you just push this spring. So there's a little slot on here, and you slip that onto your line. You bring it back up here and get your weight. Stick that back on your thing. You put a wax worm on your jig, and you send it right back down there, and then within about probably four minutes, you'll have a fish on there. That's pretty much how it works for me. Sometimes not. All right, here we go. We have the lucky red waxworm going down. And you just feed it right back down there again till it gets to your bobber. And you sit down on your bucket and you wait for that to go under. It should be about 4 minutes. Man, 4 minutes later, and look what I got.
Her rock bass.
Rock bass.